Thank you so much, Angela, for the invitation to be here today. I'm so grateful to get to share a little bit about who I am and why living my faith here at College Church is so meaningful to me. And so for those who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Jen Hahn-Petruso, and I first fell in love with the College Church community as a college student many years ago when I stepped inside this church as a first-year student. I fell in love with the music. I fell in love with the community of young people that I got to worship with. But it wasn't until I came back to St. Louis after graduate school that I officially became a parishioner when I arrived here to serve as a campus minister. Over the past 10 to 15 years, I've been involved in this community in many ways. First, serving as a liturgist back in the days of my campus ministry work. I've served in our young adult ministry, helping to organize and coordinate gatherings for the young adults of our parish. I began lecturing as a member of our parish many years ago, so perhaps I'm a familiar face from that. I then later joined our anti-racism team and our pastoral council and the progress management team that has helped to form the lay leadership of our parish. In particular, helped form Katie Jansen's role as our parish life coordinator and director of the works here at College Church. In personal news, I have been able to share my faith in this parish because I got married here in 2021. What a gift it was to share in the sacraments, not only every Sunday, but to share in the sacrament of marriage with my husband Kevin here. And we'll welcome our first child in just over a month into this community. I came back to College Church first because I was a member of this community as a campus minister. But I kept coming back because, not just because I loved the space or the choir, but because I loved the community. In fact, I loved the community so much that the first time my husband joined me, my now husband, then partner, joined me at College Church, he thought to himself, and thankfully he didn't say this out loud to me because we had only been dating a few months, this is where we'll get married. And he knew that not because of the beauty, but because of the connection to the community that he could sense I had built over the years. It was because I found a community that was committed to making justice real every day through the work of anti-racism, through the work of our social ministry, and our commitment to outreach to our neighbors. It was because of our commitment to Ignatian spirituality and knowing God in all things that I became aware of how God was at work profoundly in my own life. Our true commitment to discernment was what kept me here. And most importantly to me, as a lay woman who has found her vocation in ministry to the church, I found a community where my vocation and commitment to serve and minister our church could be honored, could be seen, and could thrive. Having lay leadership in not only our staff members, but in Katie's leadership and many, many others of you who sit in the pews today has been an inspiration to my own continued vocation to serving in the church. And over the last few years, I found myself here at this AMBO, sharing with you about how we each share a responsibility to the commitment to the continued church that we are building. This church is going to be different in the days and years to come. We see this in the Synod on Synodality. We see it in our pews. And together, not just our leadership and our staff, not just with our priests, but together as a community of lay people, we have a responsibility to continue to serve. The way that we serve, the way that we share our gifts takes on many forms. In just a few weeks, on October 22nd, we have our ministry fair. And for some of us, that's the way that we are called to serve. And the hope now, the hope in this season of giving, is that each of us will find a way, some small way, to consider how we are offering our financial contributions to the sustainability of our church into the future. I have a particular level of importance in this, of stake in this, as I continue to think about and pray through bringing our child into the world and into this church. In the bulletin today, you'll read a message from Katie sharing a little bit about what it means when we offer what we're able to this community. And so when I first came to College Church, I was a campus minister. I had very little money. And what I knew was that I could give the same amount that I gave to Netflix to College Church. So when I started here at College Church, I gave $10 a month. And then I tried to write it off on my taxes. It didn't go over well. It turns out $120 isn't very much. But it was what I could offer. And as my commitment and involvement grew within our parish, I was able to find more ways to increase what I was offering to this community as a way of committing to the future of our parish. Online giving is a great way to do this. That $10 a month still made a difference, whether I was here in the pews or not, because I was able to consistently give. And so if your biggest increase or biggest way of offering something to our community is something small, that's enough. To have a community that is committed to justice, that is committed to one another, starts here. It starts with us. When the gifts of all can be seen and cherished and cultivated, we see a parish that's thriving. And as we heard today from Father Flowers, we get to encounter a God who is profoundly and deeply in love with us when we commit to a community of God. That love, however illogical, brings us into new life. That persistence of God is with us. And so when we find that relationship with God, we find within ourselves the space to offer something of ourselves to this community. And so as we continue with this season of giving, I invite you and all of those within our parish to consider how we are called to serve. What gifts do you bring? What gifts can you offer? May we together be a part of building up and continuing our church, our community, and our faithfulness to God. Thank you.